Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Last time, we finished the Fighters Guild quest. We did a little bit of fishing, and we made our way here to Rivenspire. Now, this is quite an unusual looking area. If you can see behind me, we've got that huge spire with all of those electrical things happening. We've also got what looks like a ramp up there, something to explore. There's a camp over there, and now we have been asked by a farmhand, I'm guessing, it was somebody who just came running up to us, that they needed some help. We have to find their supplies. So we're going to go ahead and do that first thing. Everything looks good here on my end as far as numbers go, so yeah, get this ball rolling. Now, the supplies are going to be over here, and there's a bunch of skeevers. So, I was able to get Miri a new, let me,
Change of plans?
no, I just want to share. I, got her a new hat, this helm, which gives her 2800 armor and increases damage done by 1.4%, and I think that is definitely going to help her out. Oh, look. I don't know what he was doing, but he just disappeared. All right, let's go and get these supplies. These guys.
This is a fight now.
Oh, there's somebody else here. Okay, cool. An alt farm discovered. Oh crap, I didn't want to do that. Okay then. Okay, it doesn't look like there's supply carts. Here we go. This is what we want. Take these supplies. Another one right up here. Yeah. Oh! Bad dude. Get out of there. That doesn't belong to you. Okay. Yeah. Alright, and we missed one. Back down this way.
You leave.
Okay, let's see. Right in this cart here? No, this. Floor book right here, and the supplies are right back there. I went back off camera after last stream and emptied my inventory, got some mount training, sold junk, got rid of my extra crafting things, and so we are good to go for whatever we need today. Now, we have to talk to Lieutenant Fairfax, and he's going to be back this way. These guys are repopping. I'm probably not going to get out of fighting no matter what, so just do what we gotta do. Looks like he's... Okay, here's the nice soldiers. There he is. The Lieutenant, I'm reporting in. I want to help.
Speak up and talk fast. After that surprise attack, I'm not feeling very trusting or hospitable towards strangers.
I recovered your healing supplies. Here you go.
Our healing supplies?
Mm-hmm.
Eloise could certainly use those. All right, I'll order them to unlock the tower door. But understand this. If you betray us in any way, I'll kill you myself and toss your lifeless body from the top of the tower.
Well, I'm not going to betray you. Worry about that.
Unlock the tower door.
Oh.
What do you want? Can't you see all these wounded? All this blood? I feel like I'll never be clean again, and I still have so much to do here.
I brought you some healing supplies.
Divines be praised. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
With these supplies, I can properly tend to the wounded.
Is there anything else I can help with?
If you're willing to help, I won't say no. I'm worried about the Hinault family. We haven't seen them since the battle started. I want to check on them, make sure they're all right.
Okay.
But I don't want to navigate a horde of Montclairs on my own.
Well, I can accompany you.
That's what I was hoping you'd say. Lieutenant Fairfax doesn't want anyone to leave the tower. But I'm sure he'll agree to let me go if you accompany me. Give me a moment to finish tending to these soldiers, and I'll meet you outside.
All right. Sounds good.
I just need a moment. I'll meet you
Okay.
outside.
How did you survive the initial attack?
Just because I'm a healer doesn't mean I don't know my way around a battlefield. I kept my head low, followed orders, and took care of the wounded. Thankfully, I had a few supplies, but what you brought me is a godsend.
All right, so let's go outside.
I'm here. Talk to me when you're ready to check on the Hinault family.
I am ready.
I'm ready when you are.
Let's go.
Follow me and stay close.
Okay.
It's not that far.
All right, sounds like a plan. Oh, wow.
This is the Hinault farmhouse.
Okay.
Why don't you go up and see if anyone is home?
All right.
Go away! We don't
no.
want any trouble!
I'm here to help. Are you all right in there?
Are we all right? Soldiers have invaded our farm, and you're asking if we're all right? What is this? Some kind of trick so you can take our house too?
No, I'm here with the Stormhelm Guard. I can get you to a safe place.
And I should just believe you and open this door? I don't think so. If you really want to help, bring me weapons to arm my family with. Once we can properly defend ourselves, I'll happily open this door.
Okay, I'll get you some weapons.
Not just any weapons, you hear me?
Oh.
I need a two-handed sword. And one-handed swords for my wife and oldest son. My younger son needs a bow. And my daughter,
Jiminy.
she insists on having a pair of daggers. Bring the weapons back here when you have them.
Genovi makes a good point, but I think I can help. Come talk to me when you have a moment.
Well, I think that he should just take whatever we can find and not be so picky, but... Okay. I'm ready.
One thing you can always count on after a battle. Lots of extra weapons. I saw some of the soldiers tossing weapons into the barn.
Oh, cool.
You should be able to find everything Genovi asked for in there.
All right. You're not going to come with me?
You can handle this on your own. There's fresh blood inside the farmhouse. Can't you smell it? I need to collect my healing supplies from the tower so I can help Genovi and his family.
Okay. Let's meet back here when we're done.
Right. Good. Whatever. The sooner we get this done, the sooner I can get something to eat. Suddenly I'm starving.
How can you think of food at a time like this? Kind of a strange girl. Okay, let's go ahead. It looks like what we need is over this way. Fight our way in, I suppose. Oh! Okay. Stand aside. I need to get in there.
You know, I like to think I'm agreeable.
What's this guy doing? What the heck? Very strange. Just stomping on that poor goat. I mean, it couldn't feel anything. It was already dead, but... Alright, so we got our one-handed sword. Get another one of those. Let's see. Got... That, and there's... Oh, up above. Here we go. Everything we need. Great, some item. Here. Bow. Oh, there's a lore book also. It? Two-handed sword. Okay, that's everything that we need. Come on, Mary, we need to get to the farmhouse. Excuse me. What happened?
I'm not sure I can stand much more of this. Bodies, the blood. I wanted to save this family, but look what happened.
Oh no.
It feels like everything has suddenly gone wrong.
What happened here? They were fine just 5 minutes ago.
I don't know. I came back and found that the door was open. Genovi must have sacrificed himself so the rest of the family could escape. But blessed Arche, why did they open the door?
I don't believe that they did, because we were right outside the door and they wouldn't open it for me until I brought weapons. It doesn't make any sense.
The weapons?
Mm-hmm.
Of course. It's just the enormity of it all. It's frazzled my nerves. But the rest of the Hinault family, you have to find them. Before you go, I have to tell you something. The dead, they sometimes return as blood fiends.
Blood fiends? That what did this?
I'm not sure, but the lieutenant thinks the Montclairs are responsible. If any of the Hinaults were killed, you have to burn their bodies. Take this torch and start with Genovi. Then collect his ashes so his family can give him a proper burial.
Just doesn't sound right. Before we do that, I want to look around. I mean, I doubt there's going to be anything, but you never know. Chest. Oh. Bed. Alright. Okay, so now we need to find Joan, Merrick, and Mela, and Melita. Right. Go. Wonder if they're going to be dead. I have a feeling they will be, which is unfortunate. Alright, now let's go here first. Oh, Joan, he's alive.
Please, don't hurt me. I don't want to die. Wait. You're not the creature that attacked my father. You're not even one of the Montclairs.
No, you're one of the sons. I'm here to rescue you.
Too little, too late, stranger. If you had come to us before that monster knocked on our door, maybe things would be different. Instead, my father is dead and my family is scattered.
What monster are you talking about?
She knocked on the door. She sounded concerned, said she was there to help. When my father opened the door, he was attacked. He yelled for us to run. I heard my father's screams.
Here,
They
take this.
followed me as I ran.
Take the sword and get to the Shornhelm guard camp.
The sword, just like my father requested. Oh, I wish he had just let you in. You could have saved him. I'll run to the Shornhelm guard. Please, find the rest of my family. We got separated in the confusion.
You mentioned a monster.
She knocked on our door. She sounded concerned, said she was there to help. When my father opened the door, he was attacked.
Okay.
He yelled for us to run.
That's the same
I
thing you
heard
just
my
said a
father's
minute ago.
screams.
You have no further
He
information
followed me
for
as I
me?
ran.
You know, this is getting to be very strange. I could be way off base here. But Heloise, when we were in the tower, she said she couldn't come out with me. She had something she had to do, and she would meet me outside. And then she said she was really hungry. And then this guy says, monster at the door, and because she said we were going to meet back there. So I'm wondering if something's off with her. Very interesting. My intuition is talking to me again. Okay, we need to go this way. What is he? These people are, like savages or cannibals. To scratch me. That's Merrick. Oh no! Oh! That's one of the sons. What happened to him? Oh my god. Very strange. Okay, over here is the Mela. That's
All right, don't cry for Mummy.
okay. Mela should be over here somewhere. There she is. She looks like she's okay. Mela.
No. No, please. Leave me alone. I haven't done anything.
Don't worry. I'm here to help.
You were the one who came to the door? Who my father sent off to get weapons for us?
Yes, yes.
He should have trusted you.
What happened at the farmhouse?
I wasn't close enough to hear, but someone knocked on the door and convinced my father to open it. That's when the screaming started. And the blood. I panicked. Probably would have died myself if not for Joanne.
Here, take the daggers your father asked for and get back to the guard camp.
I feel better with these in my hands. I just wish you would have made it back sooner.
Sorry.
Then maybe my father would still be alive.
Okay. Well. Very Now Melita. With this. Looks like she got furthest away. She's all right. Be right around here. Her? Oh no. She's not okay. Oh, that's unfortunate. Now we gotta go back to the lieutenant. Explain to him what I know and maybe tell him about my suspicions on Halloween. Lieutenant.
There you are. Have you seen Heloise? Some of the Hinaults have arrived. But I haven't seen Heloise since she ran off with a healing kit.
I haven't seen her since I left the farmhouse to look for the family. I have some suspicions about her. Saying.
Well, she hasn't come back yet, and I'm starting to worry. I think she's ill and trying hard not to show it. Hopefully she'll be back soon. For now, go inside and check on the Hinaults. I promised to send you to them when you arrived.
Joan, glad to see you both made it back here to the tower.
It's awful out there. I hate war. I just hate it. And I want my mother. Why isn't she back yet? I want to go home.
It's good to see you again, my friend. The Shorenhelm Guard has been helpful, but my mother and little brother have yet to arrive. By any chance, did you happen to find them while you were out there?
Well, I have some bad news. They're both gone. They're not going to be coming back.
I was afraid that was going to be the case. I'll try to be strong. For my sister. I just wish I could bury them in the family graveyard. I won't sleep easy until that's done.
Here, take their ashes.
Thank you. We'll bury these as soon as my sister calms down. Wait a moment. Someone's coming in.
Oh God, it's Halloween.
No, it can't be. Not you!
Divines, protect us! It's the monster!
Stay back, foul creature!
Monster? What did I...
She's a blood fiend!
Oh no.
She entered our farmhouse and killed our father!
No. That can't be true.
Oh God. Okay, let's listen to what he says and then we gotta find.
That was the thing that attacked my father.
Are you sure it was Heloise?
Am I sure I heard her voice outside our door asking us to open it? Am I sure she leapt at my father and sank her teeth into his
Oh
neck?
my God.
Am I sure he told us to run with his dying breath? Yes, it was her!
She doesn't look like a blood fiend.
And maybe she's insane. Would that make everything better?
No.
Maybe my father wasn't killed by an undead abomination, but by an ordinary madwoman. Look, you're right. She doesn't look like a blood fiend. But she was definitely the one who attacked us.
Okay, well, I need to go find her. Come on, Mary. Okay, where is she? Healing kit. Healing herbs. Maybe those are clues of where she went.
Isn't the best defense always a good attack?
Not. There's all these healing kits. There's notes up there. I am thinking these are all like things that she dropped. Because she's definitely a healer. Used to be. A clue. Books and papers. Yep, these belong to her. Got notes. These are the notes of Heloise Menoy, healer for the Shorenhelm Guard. I've set up a temporary healing center in the old tower located on Hinant Farm. Here, I'm treating the injuries suffered by Shorenhelm Guard soldiers in the aftermath of an unwarranted attack by forces bearing the colors and tabards of House Montclair. Aldred Barracks, stab wound to the right abdomen. Benia Daron took an arrow in her right arm. Marbin Dougal, sword slash across the stomach, exposed his intestines and he lost blood. Leobert, a spear punctured his left lung. Robert, I have not determined the exact nature of his wound, for it doesn't resemble any weapon I'm familiar with. If I didn't know better, I'd say he was gutted by the claws of a large animal. Pixel, another strange wound. This one along the left side of the neck and down the back. It appears to be a combination of bites and scratches, but the soldier claims he doesn't remember how the wounds were inflicted. Vive, this soldier received a shallow cut across her right side and should be capable of returning to duty. I must also report that I was apparently hurt as well, though I don't remember how. I discovered a deep scratch along my left arm, as though something with long, sharp nails drew a line down my arm. The cut isn't that serious, which is why I haven't informed the lieutenant about it. But it does burn, and I find myself hungry, although food doesn't appeal to me. Interesting. Now, they don't really remember quite how she got damaged, but, alright, so now we have to find her. Bound to be here somewhere.
Oh, Stendar.
Here!
What's wrong with me?
Eloise.
Please, stay back. I'm so hungry and I don't want to hurt you.
You need to talk to me. Ooh, look at her eyes. You need to tell me what happened.
I think Hinault's son is right. I think I did attack his father.
Why do you think that?
I'm not sure. My memory comes back to me in flashes. I smell blood, so fresh and strong. I've just been so hungry. I think I consumed Genovi's blood. Why am I so hungry?
I don't know. I mean, I read your notes. What should we do?
I'll go away. Far away. I'll find a place to hide. Someplace where I can't hurt anyone. I don't trust myself. Stendar, help me. I'm so hungry.
No, I can't let you go.
Please, this isn't right. I've done terrible things. But I'm still me. Most of the time, anyway. I think it's only when the hunger takes me that my mind goes somewhere else. Please. I don't want to die.
None of us want to die, my dear, but do you really want to be responsible for more deaths?
You're right. It's the only safe path. I knew that all along. That's why... well, a good healer can craft a poison as well as a poultice. When I dropped my kit, I held on to it. I knew this was how it had to end. Tell Fairfax I'm sorry.
He goes. Oh, that's unfortunate. I don't have my torch, doesn't work on her. I hope she doesn't come back. She probably won't since she died of poison. Oh, well. Yeah. But we need to be aware of what's going on around us because I don't want to end up like that. Not today. Get back to Fairfax and let him know what happened. Fortunately, now I know. It's going to be hard to trust anybody.
I hope you're watching.
Maybe I should have joined the buoyant homages.
Okay. Lieutenant, I've got some fortunate news.
Where's Heloise? What happened to her?
She's the one who killed Genovi Hinault, and she decided to take her own life.
I knew something wasn't right. She had stopped eating. It made her ill. I wish she could have told me what was happening to her. Maybe I could have helped. Rest in peace, Eloise. Rest in peace.
I guess there's no reason to tell him the information, but really I probably should.
My sister and I are going to bury our family.
Okay,
We'd be honored if you accompanied us.
all right.
Marek would come here to play all the time. It made Mother so nervous. She hated these ruins.
I remember Father's ghost stories. He tried to scare us into staying away. But the stories just made Marek more interested.
Things are going to be so different now that they're gone.
These two have to take over the place, I guess.
Thank you for coming with us. I feel safer
Ooh,
with
there's
you
a sky
nearby.
shard up here.
Tell that toothless runt to watch his back.
Oh.
What happened to our family is terrible. But as the bards say, life goes on. My sister and I came up here to, well, to give them a proper burial.
I am so sorry.
Thank you. I have one last favor to ask of you, though. Would you bury our family's ashes? Mela and I think it would be appropriate, considering all you've done for us.
I would be honored.
Father was strong, steady. He held our family together.
Mother was our rock. I loved her so much. I miss you, Marek. You were a spoiled brat, but I loved you.
Blessed Arche, please sanctify our family and the ground they rest in. Let them find peace and keep them safe. Well, my family is at peace now. Thank you so much for your help.
You're welcome.
You'll always be a friend of the Hinault family.
So, what are your plans now?
I'm not sure. There are so many memories here, but we can't keep the farm in good order with just the two of us. Mela and I might travel for a while. Visit Shornhelm, or Wayrest.
There you go.
We'll make a new life for ourselves, thanks to you.
You know what? Sometimes a change of scenery does help. Gonna be hurting for a while. Maybe always. But you'll come to be able to deal with the memories and at least have some closure. Alright, so now it says we need to find Countess Tamrith in Stormhill. This was actually the quest that we came here to do initially. We have to get this guy sharper.
Some people don't like the bustle of cities, but I come from a big family, so it reminds me of home.
Alright, now we need to go, it looks like maybe right here.
Dellen's mill used to grow the sweetest berries in the spring. I wonder
Ooh.
where we'll get them from now.
Well, I don't know. I am sure we can not find them in this area anyway, but we can keep our eyes open. I don't know if I've ever had those before. Alright, so this looks like a proper town. Who's talking to? Who knew? Let's see, we need to go this way. This book. Here. The chapel. Need Tamrith.
You sent the guard west to chase a rumor? We need those troops to protect Shornhelm.
Only some of them, Baron. My father would have done the same. Captain Genevieve will discover the truth and report back.
Countess
Countess
upstairs.
Baron, please. We must remain focused. As long as Montclair controls the upper city, the whole region remains at risk.
Okay, she's not down here.
How could we trust you, Count Ravenwatch? Your friendship with Montclair is well known. What
That's
did you
right.
offer those captains to betray us?
I care for the Count even less than you, Baron, but he hasn't done anything to warrant such accusations. Yet.
We must end this debate and take action. Make an example of the two traitors and retake the upper city. How can the two of you not see that?
I do not disagree, Baron, but we need to proceed with caution. There is more to this situation than meets the eye. I know I make you both nervous. Perhaps we should continue this after our blood has cooled?
Mind your tempers, gentlemen. We have a visitor. Come forward, friend, and state your business.
Bah! You both try my patience. I can almost understand what drove Montclair to abandon our triumvirate.
I'm not really sure why I'm here. I'm here to help. Hello, Countess.
I returned to Shornhelm after my father's death to find a city divided and our land in peril. Baron Dorell means well, but he'd rather rush forward than take a moment to examine the path ahead. But what brings you to Rivenspire, friend?
Just as
Of
I said.
course, the light provides as always. Baron Montclair is changed. We need to find out what has driven him to this perilous course of action. A letter? A journal? We need something to give us more insight into why he has betrayed us.
Baron Dorell mentioned something about traitors.
2 Shornhelm Guard officers. They defected to Montclair's side and helped him take over the upper city. Look for Orlazog Grayarzal and Juberik Gain. Perhaps you can deal with these traitors and discover Montclair's motivations.
Okay.
Baron Dorell can tell you more.
Was Montclair always this ambitious?
Ambitious? I suppose he was no more or less so than any house noble. My father never liked the man, though. But to change so drastically? To put innocent people in harm's way? I pray for the wisdom to understand our foe.
Who is this Verandis Ravenwatch? He seemed a little bit, odd to me.
House Ravenwatch is an old Rivenspire family. As for Verandis, I do not like the man. Be that as it may, and despite his long friendship with Montclair, the Count seems genuine in his willingness to help. He cares deeply about our people.
Okay. Do you think Montclair seriously wants to start
I
this
suppose
war?
he hopes we will surrender and agree to his terms, but that's not going to happen. Neither House Tamrith nor House Dorell will give in to such outrageous demands. And I know the High King won't allow such treachery to go unpunished.
Right, you guys sure argue a lot.
The Baron sees me as a child, and I find him to be a pompous ass. Light grant me patience. I know that he wants to appear strong, in control, but we need to peer into the shadows and determine what has led to Montclair's bold actions.
Okay, we're gonna get ourselves in the middle of all this political intrigue. Hope y'all are ready for that. Plot is going to thicken. Alright, so, looks like we have to kill some people, find some evidence. So, yes. Still somebody out here. Hi, Star. Good afternoon. Let's see. I think go in here. Oh, these guys are not nice in here. Okay, is that him? No, that's Montclair Marauder. Yeah, let's see how tough he is.
I don't want to hurt you, but now I'm going to.
Ah, he's not too tough. Somebody's here. Who am I not? Oh!
Set it ablaze!
Maybe... I mean, it looks like it wants us to leave the building, so maybe... I'm gonna look in first. Maybe there's evidence in here. I don't know. Back out.
We should throw dice for gold. Interested?
We're gonna go out that other door. Oh, it's the prison cells in here. I hope you're having a good day, Star. Really kind of excited to get involved in all these vampires. This is going to be cool. Alright, now, it looks like the guy we need is right there. I'm going to fight all three of these at once, though, maybe. Come on, guys, over here. Oh no.
That blowhard Doral sent you, didn't he? Or was it sweet Tamlin?
Gotcha. Okay, now that's all we needed in here, I think. Clues anywhere. Alright, now we're gonna go get Jubrick. Alright, he's gonna be over this one. Oh, well, I'm really happy that you enjoy it. For me, I tend to play more than one game at a time. So I have a hard time like staying with just one game myself. So that's kind of how I deal with that. Kind of jump around all the time. Some people think I'm crazy. It's like, how can you play so many different games? It's like, that's just the way that I like to do it. Okay, is this a dude? No, this is just a soldier. I don't care about that. We gotta get this The upstairs. Baron Montclair. I'm sorry you couldn't stay to see the end of this, but Shornhelm will soon be ours. I'm following your orders to the letter. The upper city's under our control. The Shornhelm Guard is scattered, and soon the portal will be ready. We will be able to ferry more Montclair troops in under their very noses. Doesn't sound good. Division 2, Tarkov. I've never heard of Division 2 and Tarkov. Are those fun? Are they fantasy types or like army type? Or they sound different. And of course Conan. Yep, good old Conan. I continue to use our blessed gift, turning more and more people into vampires. Here we go, it's right here in black and white. But as you have no doubt observed, the process is often extremely accelerated. For every vampire I create to join our forces, I wind up with a dozen or more mindless blood fiends. Not that these don't also serve a purpose, but even so. Have you considered my request? I know that my work, my side project as you call it, will benefit you. Imagine your glorious army bolstered by unstoppable creatures of necromantic design. I have already had some success, and I know I'm on the right path. After we take control of Rivenspire, we can turn our attention to the south. We can succeed where Rouser failed. Just need more time. General Riesel Jewel. Okay, and that is the dude, no, we don't have to kill him. We need to kill Jubrick. So, very interesting. Hi, Canula. Welcome to the stream. Oh, thank you. Oh, you know what? That's fine. That is fine. And I appreciate the feedback. Conan has been a lot of fun. It kind of came out of nowhere. I never expected to give that game, as long as I have. So I'm really enjoying it, though, the more that I play it. So, can't wait to get to 80 so I can get to Katai. That is my next goal. Ooh, I wonder if we can find anything good in here. Alright, so I guess that person is here. Down. Okay. We have to go back downstairs. Oh. Okay, so now it's telling me up over. Okay, he's right around the corner. Are you ready, Mary? Ooh, there's a blood fiend. Where is he? Oh, he's up there. Gonna watch me. Alrighty, dude.
Did those fools Dor-El and Tamrith send you? Let me show you.
Show me anything, dude. right. All right, Canula. Thank you for stopping in. Take care. It will definitely help. If I need to get 50 followers in order to apply for affiliate. I've got all of the other things taken care of. So I'm about 4 follows short. But I'll get there. I'm not worried about it. Thank you again. Okay, we got one more evidence we gotta find. Oh, well, thank you, Star. Oh, that would be awesome. I just need 4 more, but yeah, that would be great. Thank you. See, wait, somehow or another, we gotta get... I'm probably gonna have to go down and around. Are coming out of the woodwork. Okay. Ooh, I think I see like fangs. Thought I saw fangs. Maybe that's an orc. Orc? Yeah, that's an orc. Never mind. Okay, that is... below is what we want. This one. Interesting. See. Nice. Oh, oh. Alright, we need to get inside this building is what we need to do. Do that.
They're coming for us.
Who's coming for us? Awesome! Level 23. Sweet. Go ahead and claim all that. We've got some room. And we're still going to work on our magicka. Got 14 minutes on my food. I'm going to... take... Alright, let's get into this building. It didn't seem to have a thing on the door. Yeah, I had a feeling it was going to happen.
Was that the last of them?
I doubt it, but let's see, let's go in here. Okay, it's back in the barracks. Oh. This is very strange. Yes. All right. I don't know how to down.
I never used to fight this much until I met you.
All right, let's see if we could. Go.
Hey, you there! A little help here. Damn Montclair bastards caught me snooping around.
Oh, Gordo the knife. Dr. Scordo.
If you unlock this cage, I'll be your best friend for life.
What are you doing inside that cage, sir?
I needed some quiet time. What do you think I'm doing in here? I went and got myself captured. I'm one of the Shornhelm Guard. Look, let me out of this cell, and I can help you.
Why should I trust you?
Good question. You shouldn't. But that doesn't mean we're not on the same side. I bet they sent you to find information about Montclair. Open the cell and I'll tell you what I know.
Okay, but why not? What have I got to lose?
I hate being caged. Makes me all itchy. Anyway, Orlozog shoved a letter in that chest over there. It explains a lot.
Oh.
I appreciate the help.
Sure.
All right in my book. Now I need to report back to Baron Dorel.
Okay. Orlozog will get you more people. I promised you resources, and I will not go back on my word. But you had better be right about these creatures you can create. Oh, thank you, Optics, for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. You promised me an army of obedient, strong servants, and I expect you to deliver. If not, we can always create more blood fiends. In the meantime, hold the upper city. When the time's right, bring in reinforcements and push forward. Take the whole city. Use the old fevered Muse as a staging ground. You can open a portal there and I'll send troops through, out of the sight of the Shornhelm Guard. Oh, well, I appreciate you stopping by. That is fantastic. Thank you so much. Remember, use the powers we have been given. Your creations are well and fine, but employ our blessed gift to create more vampires and blood fiends whenever the opportunity arises. Here. I'm sure that Dorel and Tamrith will dither for days before making a decision, which gives us plenty of time. I look forward to hearing them beg for their worthless. Oh, Baron Montclair is one peach, isn't he? So now we have to go back and talk to Baron Dorel. Not sure I'm a fan of him, but we will see what he has to say.
The only fish that go where the river's flow are the dead ones.
Try to avoid it. We need to go out the gate. I am. I need about, I need about 3 more follows after yours, and I should have everything necessary to apply for affiliate. It's those last few. I do. Not while I'm streaming though. But I do in some of the games I play when I'm not recording on my YouTube. I will have Discord running. And maybe someday I will have it here for my streaming. I'm just getting started in streaming, so there's a lot that I have to learn. And, you know, what works for me and what not. Because I know some other streamers do that. But not as yet for me. Oh, we have to go in the shrine here too before we leave. All right, let's go back in the chapel and see. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I don't mind chatting. It's just when I'm streaming or recording, it's my setup. I'm not quite sure how that works with the OBS and all of that.
What news do you bring from the upper city? Have the traitors been dealt with?
The traitors have been dealt with, but Montclair's gone. He left General Rivenspire in charge.
Damn, Montclair's Argonian is as crazy as an outhouse skeever. His soldiers kidnapped a few nobles, grabbed them in broad daylight. Probably hopes to use them as insurance against us. But he must realize that I never negotiate with terrorists.
Well, I found a letter. Rivenspire plans to bring reinforcements in through the fevered Mews.
Then we have to act fast. Go to the Mews and free Lady Aurene Tamrith, Nethan Albergama, and Sir Estienne Gillen. If you can take out Rivenspire along the way, all the better.
Okay.
In the meantime, we'll mobilize the Shornhelm Guard and retake the upper city.
I'll head to the fevered Mews and free the hostages.
This Rivenspire seized nobles. Such brazen acts must not be tolerated, Baron.
Indeed. It is time to act, Countess. No more talk. No more debate.
How can we walk in the light if we leave innocent townsfolk to languish? Wait, are you agreeing with me?
Don't look so shocked, Isolde. It was bound to happen eventually. Our friend will go to the Mews to free the
Always,
hostages
Janky.
and stop
Thank
the
you so much for the
reinforcements while we assault
follow.
the upper city. A
And
two-pronged
welcome to the
approach.
channel.
Well, all right then. Baron, if you would, give the command and rally the Shornhelm Guard.
It will be my pleasure. It's time to show those Montclair cowards what it means to betray the people of Rivenspire.
One moment, friend. I may know something about the fevered Mews.
Okay, I need more information, please.
The fevered Mews. I haven't thought about that place since I was a child.
What can you tell me about it?
It's a ravine beyond the upper city. It's been sealed off for years. They used to send the ill and infirm there. Those afflicted with the plague, Khajiit fever, Argonian leprosy, things like that. But that was a long time ago.
Okay, now, the Magus Guild is the one with Persuade, but I haven't taken it yet. Raukanar, thank you so much for the follow. It's good to see you here and welcome. My goodness, everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much. Y'all don't know what that means. It's fantastic. That bear guy, thank you so much for the follow. You guys are making my day. You have no idea. This is awesome. It's a ravine beyond the upper city. It's been sealed off for years. They used to send the ill and infirm there. those afflicted with the plague, Khajiit fever, Argonian leprosy. Okay, so we cannot persuade. I haven't picked it up yet, so what might I find in there?
The ravine is riddled with small caves, as I recall. There's an even older section, an ancient ruin.
Ooh.
If this Argonian is using a portal to bring reinforcements into the city, I suspect those ruins would make a proper staging ground.
Awesome! Thank you! Oh my god. I wish I had some emotes that were animated that I could... Yeah, I don't have any of that set up yet. So, thank you all so much. I really, really, really appreciate it. This is awesome. You have... Maybe some of you stream. Maybe some of you are content creators. But it takes a lot of time and work to do these kinds of things. And it is so nice to have people that are interested in your content and that appreciate what you do and the time that you put into it. So again, thank you so much, everybody. I'm hoping to hear from Twitch hopefully later today, maybe. I don't know what the procedure is, but it's my understanding that they will let me know. And I have to sign a contract or whatnot. And then I can do, well, unfortunately, I will start having ads. But then I will be able to get subscribers and I will be able to do the bits. And I'm really looking forward to all of that. And it's because, partly because of all of you. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Enough of that. I got to get back here to these vampire situation. So I guess that's it. We're going to go to those ruins today. Oh, she still wants to talk to me. Must have missed something. Oh, can it? Okay. Okay, sweet. Fantastic. Thank you, Optics. Appreciate it.
The Fevered Muse. I haven't thought of... It's a ravine beyond the upper city.
Okay, so I did that and I did that.
With small caves, as I recall.
I'll try to persuade her, but I don't know.
There's an even older section, an ancient ruin. If this...
Okay. So we can't do that. I'm just gonna leave. See, that's bugged. The banks, the tech. Yeah, I had to do that for YouTube as well. I'm guessing it's fairly similar. That's fine. Sign my life away. All right, let's go to the Fevered Muse. Have to fight our way there. Okay. Whoa. Take a short. Oh, that's pretty deep. I don't think I better. It's really hard to get damaged when you jump, but that might be just a little too far. Do you want to put that way shrine? There we go. Oh. Oh, I got turned around here. Looks like trying to get up here. Alright. Come on, Mary. I got myself all turned around. So, I don't have to go up there. Here. I'm just running. Whoever comes will have to fight me at the door. No. Come on, Mary. He's got friends.
Off with you, Switch!
What was that you said? That was not very nice.
Not so fast, my friend. You don't have to deal with this on your own.
Oh. Who are you? Oh my god, the Count! Count Ravenwatch.
I assume you have come to rescue the nobles and stop Montclair's reinforcements.
Yes.
But if Riz Al Ghul is here, you shouldn't have to face him alone.
How'd you find out about this place?
I am not without resources of my own. When I discovered that Montclair had left the city and heard that the nobles had been taken captive, it wasn't difficult to ferret out the mad Argonian's hiding place.
Can you tell me anything about this Rizel fellow?
Well, the Argonian? He has been at Montclair's side for a long time. He is a skilled warrior and an alchemist. I believe he may also have darker interests, including necromancy.
Here.
Understand this. Riz Al Ghul is powerful and not quite sane.
You have spies working for you?
I have loyal associates. Let's leave it at that for the time being.
Okay.
Suffice to say, we have nothing but Rivenspire's best interests at heart. Now, let's go rescue those nobles.
You got it. Well, I appreciate the extra help. Fantastic. Alright, so we gotta find a key to unlock their cells. What a lovely place. Okay, so it could be anywhere. Not gonna be in stuff like that. It's probably gonna be on one of these guys. Go to. Kill this lady.
Would it kill them to run away? Well, no, I guess it
Okay,
wouldn't.
sweet. We got a cage.
Maybe they should try that.
Right, we need to free whoever this is.
I prayed that I wouldn't be left to that lizard's torture. They
Oh.
poked and prodded me. I'm of House Tamrith. How dare they?
Oh, the poor thing. I'm sure she's not quite used to any kind of environment like this. Alright. Next. Wonder if I have to get a key for each cage. Yeah. Okay, cool.
I knew Father would send someone for me. He's the ambassador from Alakir. Did I mention that? Baron Montclair and his Argonian general, Rivenspire, attacked the nobles of Shornhelm. This is an outrage.
Well, you're free now, so get out of here. Alright, one more. Sir Estienne. Now, be in here.
That horrible Argonian, Rivenspire, said he would turn me into a powerful creature.
Oh my.
Why would I want that? Ah, sweet freedom.
Good.
Thank you so much for coming to my rescue.
You're welcome. So I hope they all make it back safely. I want to thank you for your help, Count.
I'm surprised Baron Dorel didn't accompany you here. He's never been one to shy away from getting his hands bloody in defense of house and country.
Why are you so anxious to help?
Shornhelm's stability affects all of Rivenspire. If Montclair and his allies take over the city, I fear all of Rivenspire would soon fall. And then they would look beyond our borders. He's always fancied himself the true heir to Rance's throne.
That doesn't explain everything.
I usually leave politics to the other nobles. I prefer to deal quietly with the more unusual problems. As for the why of things, call it an obligation. But now is not the time to discuss the past.
We need to confront this lizard. Righty. Where might he be?
I suspect that Rivenspire is behind that stone door, along with his portal. We need to stop him from bringing through more reinforcements.
Hey.
Keep them on the back foot!
Here we go. Alright, so we need to confront him and then close the portal. Where is he?
I have no time to deal with these fools.
Here.
Kill them.
Oh,
Kill
you
them
coward.
all.
You coward. Well... know if we can close the portal to keep them from coming through. Doesn't appear so. They just gonna keep coming? Okay. Just to talk to him.
I can feel the magic.
Okay, I want to.
I should be able to close the portal.
Okay.
It won't take me more than a few seconds.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't have to do it. He had. That's cool.
There. That should keep them out.
All right.
Shornhelm will be safe now.
Okay, but wait a minute.
Do my research at once. Try to determine where Rivenspire has gone.
Yeah.
In the meantime, you should seek out the High King.
Okay. What a cat. Yeah.
With the portal closed, we stopped Rizal Jul from sneaking more Montclair troops into the city.
And that's a good
It
thing.
is frustrating, though, that Rizal Jul slipped away. At our No. And that's what worries me. He must be tracked down and dealt with swiftly. Thanks to your efforts, though, Montclair...
Is the
According
king
to
in
my
the storm?
sources, he was close before I entered the Mews.
Okay.
I have no doubt that the Shornhelm Guard has reclaimed the upper city. I assume Dorel, Tamrith, and the High King are even now in Shornhelm Castle.
All right.
Give Emmerich my regards.
You got it, and thanks again for your help. Ooh, I'm gonna take this meat. Meat is hard to come by. Gonna make more stuffs. Okay, let's get out of here. Go to the castle. How's my inventory? Oh, still got plenty of space. Start getting more stuff. Okay, now. Horrible place. Think I finally fixed my dropped frames issue because it doesn't appear that I'm having a problem at all, and I am so relieved about that. It took me about a week to get that settled. So that's awesome. Okay. Let's head on this way to the...
You'd better be worth my time.
Not sure what we're gonna be sent to do next.
Here we have the savior of Shornhelm, I presume. You should know that Baron Dorel and Countess Tamrith have been quite generous in their praise of you. I trust you were able to close this portal Montclair was using to bring in reinforcements?
Yes. Verandis Ravenwatch was with me, and he's the one that actually closed the portal.
I'm not surprised. Verandis and I go back many years. He has a habit of making people nervous, but I've been trying to reassure Baron Dorel and Countess Tamrith he is loyal to the people of Rivenspire. Did you also defeat this Rizal Jul?
No, unfortunately, he escaped.
Then I suppose we'll have to track him down, he and Montclair both. I fear Montclair's ambitions may be far greater than simply conquering all of Rivenspire. It's better we stop him now.
Well, I'll help you however I can, Your Majesty.
Thanks to you, we have an excellent start here in Shornhelm.
Thank you, Geen86, for the follow. I appreciate it.
We're secure here now, and we
Welcome
have to ensure it remains
to the channel.
that way.
Ooh.
Shornhelm may be secure, but reports from other parts of the kingdom suggest Montclair is stirring up trouble everywhere. Countess Tamrith and Baron Dorell will each take a detachment of the Shornhelm Guard and go investigate these reports.
Okay. What do you want me to do?
As you might have guessed, I'm thinking you are best suited for tracking down Rizal Jewel and making sure he doesn't go opening any more portals into Shornhelm. Did Verandis perhaps mention any suspicions of where this rat may have scurried off to?
No, he's going to investigate. He was right there in front of us, and he was a coward, and he just slithered away. Lizards do.
Then I suggest you join him. Knowing
Okay.
Verandis, he's returned to Ravenwatch Castle to study whatever evidence he may have found.
Okay.
You'll find it west of the city near the town of Crestshade. I'm counting on the two of you to stop Rizal Jewel, and soon.
Well, I will go right away.
I should warn you, Ravenwatch Castle is as strange as the man who owns it. His family is very old and they have strange traditions. Don't worry, though. I have no doubt about the fact that he's on our side. You may rely on anything he says.
Okay. Is there any more information that you can tell me before I go?
Of course, I'm a veritable treasure trove of useless information, and I love to share.
How do you know Verandis?
I've known Count Ravenwatch since I was a boy. My father even sent me to study with him for a time. House Ravenwatch is one of the oldest noble houses of Rivenspire. Quite a legacy, and Verandis carries it well.
There must be more to it than that.
Well, if you must know, he's part of the reason I'm wearing this crown. When I first proposed to form the Covenant, many people opposed me. Verandis, however, without any urging, supported my plans and helped
Oh,
sway
Welsh
opinions
Ginger
in
3,
my favor.
thank you for the follow. It's nice to have you here on my channel. Alright, that's all I need to know. I'm not going to remember much of what he tells me anyway. So, let's, head on out. Go to Ravenwatch Castle. I love the name of that. It sounds vampirish. Definitely. But maybe there's civilized vampires, you know? Maybe the aristocratic vampires know how to control their interesting lifestyle. Go down. See about getting this way shrine out here. Perfect. Okay, now, we need to find out where this castle is, so I'm going to check the map real quick. And we've actually already got that one. Alright, so we're just going to have to and ride there. That's fine. Probably the best way is to out this if you can get out this.
Dellen's mill used to grow the sweetest berries in the spring. I wonder where we'll get them from now.
I really like Mary's horse. Interesting. Kind of a buckskin. Always wanted to have a buckskin. I was only able to get a Appaloosa and a couple of just regular brown ones in my lifetime. Alright, I'm guessing this is the way we have to leave. Let's place is just so unattractive. I mean, there's nothing green growing anywhere. So, see if there's anything else we run into on the way. There's a merchant.
Welcome to Trader's Meat, my friend. Come for a selection of rarities, have you?
I don't know.
How about apples? Guaranteed to be worm-free. They're imported from Glenumbra.
Worm-free is important. Let me see what you got. Oh, wow. Always like to check these merchants because you never know. You know, sometimes they have really interesting. You don't have anything that... Ooh. I haven't learned how to scry yet. I need to get to Skyrim first. Well, you don't have anything. Do I have anything? Yeah, I'm going to sell some stuff to you, I think. I don't use a shield. I'm going to sell that. All right. Why don't you go? I wonder if it's always this kind of weather. Look at that. Is that the castle? That is crazy. Alright, we're gonna find out.
If you're headed to Crestshade, you need to know there was trouble there.
Hi, Sharp.
I need to get to Shornhelm.
Oh, I just came from there.
A bit of bruising and a few broken ribs won't stop me from getting my report to Shornhelm. I've got to let my superiors in House Tamrith know what happened at Crestshade.
What's Crestshade?
Crestshade's a small mountain town. Captain Genevieve heard some alarming rumors and sent us to investigate.
Okay.
Turns out a mad Argonian came out of Doomcrag and unleashed a blood curse on the town.
That sounds familiar. Wonder if that's the one we're after. Well, what can I do?
We sent refugees from the town south to meet Captain Genevieve at Camp Tamarath, but the mayor of Crestshade refused to leave. Said she had to save her people. She begged us to warn Shornhelm. If she's still alive, she could use some help.
Okay, I will check in on her.
I'll feel better knowing I didn't leave the mayor of Crestshade completely on her own. Remember, head into town and look for the mayor's house.
Okay, and any more info on Crestshade?
I think Crestshade is doomed. Some of the refugees kept going on and on about a flesh-eating abomination.
Oh my.
I'm not easily frightened. But whatever is loose in Crestshade, it made my skin crawl.
You mentioned an Argonian.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Himself Rezel Jewel.
There he is.
A real charmer, that one. He sent rocks tumbling down the mountain to seal the pass to Doomcrag, managing to destroy half of Crestshade in the process. Then he unleashed a blood curse on the town. He's insane.
Did you get a look at this abomination?
Me? No, not personally. But I heard stories. It's some sort of freakish creature, cobbled together from living bodies and feasting on the blood of the townsfolk. At least that's the way I heard it described.
All right, well, you take care now. I will, see what I can do about, checking in on the mayor. I will.
I need to get to Shornhelm and give my report.
You know, I'm thinking that we oughta... Shouldn't we check in with the Count first? If this Argonian is there. I need to. We're really close. Let's get the sky shard. Go this way. I'm going the right way. Here. Yep. Way. Crazy way to get to this. Oh. That it. Now, if that doesn't scream vampire, I don't know what does. Seriously. This is great. This is awesome. Here we go.
Gwendis, my child, slow down. You eat too fast. You don't want to harm poor Carlin.
We need to feed to get stronger. When Montclair shows up, I want to be ready.
That is not our way, child, and you know it. Stop feasting, now.
Fine, whatever. God. I mean, I'm sorry, Count Verandis. You know I only want to help.
Of course, my child. Now, let's clear away our meal and welcome our friend. Colin, as always, I thank you for sharing your life's blood with us.
This is very awkward.
I live to please, my lord.
Hello, Count. I was summoned.
I apologize if the scene before you makes you uncomfortable.
Just a
bit. I did not
bit.
expect you to arrive during our mealtime. As for why I kept my true nature hidden, well, let's just say that Emmerich insisted, and one does not refuse the High King lightly.
So you are a vampire.
Well, I've been called far worse, but I prefer to think of myself and my companions as gifted. We are not ashamed of our condition. We are not monsters. Now, this is the part where you gasp and ask calmly, how can I trust you?
High King Emmerich said that I should trust you.
The High King is a wise man, which is why I supported him and not the Mad King Ronsa. We all have the ability to make our own decisions. Long ago, I decided to live in peace with the mortal world, not feast upon it.
Can you tell me anything that can help us deal with Montclair?
You were able to drive off Rizal Jewel and take back Schornhelm. Those were no small feats, I assure you. But Emmerich needs our help to restore Rivenspire's tranquility. You need to understand. There is more to Montclair than simple ambition.
You've hinted at this before. What are you talking about?
Walk with me and I will explain. There is much I need to show you and time grows short.
Right.
Adusa, please make sure Gwendis behaves herself. Poor Carlin needs time to recover.
The little one gets no dessert this evening. Adusa will make sure.
To understand the path that Montclair follows, you must understand how he came to walk upon it. I believe the key to stopping him hides within my own memories. Memories are elusive shadows, hiding truths behind our own perceptions. But what if someone else could examine them? What would they see that we do not? I'd like to try something if you're willing. This potion will allow you to dreamwalk through my memories. Perhaps your eyes will see what I have missed.
Well, I am not inexperienced when it comes to getting into other people's dreams, so, sure. Do not have an issue with that one bit.
I must say, it's rather strange seeing you as me.
Mother, please. You have to take the medicine. Rizal Jewel can help you.
Sweet daughter. I can't go on like this.
I don't want to spend my final days as an experiment. Instead, let me spend them with the ones I love.
Even in retrospect, reliving this is difficult. Her pain, and the suffering. She had so much courage.
There has to be something more we can do. Ferrandis, can I talk to you for a moment?
That would be me.
Layla doesn't have much time. I know it. She knows it. She's trying to be so strong, but... I swore I would never ask this of you. It goes against everything I believe in. But damn it, she's my wife. I don't want to lose her.
You can't ask that of me.
I know. You swore an oath. No one should ever have to endure the things you've gone through because of what you are. But you're alive. That's more than my wife will be if you don't help her.
She deserves a better fate than becoming a vampire. I don't really think you understand.
You can't make that decision for her. Neither can I. But you can give her a chance. I know you care about her. You can't just stand there and watch her die.
Let me ask Leela what she wants to do.
Thank you. I know she'll make the right decision. She may no longer be the woman I know, but at least she'll be alive. She'll be with me. I can still love her.
Now we gotta talk to Leela, see what she wants. Which I think this is only fair. You know, I didn't want to make that decision.
My dear friend, Verandis. I'm glad you're here. You've always been so good to our family. I never really thanked you for that.
There's no need to thank me. You're a good friend to me.
Verandis, after I'm gone, you need to continue to watch over my family. Wylan will need your strong, steadying presence more than ever.
There's a way to avoid this.
No, my friend. Your gift isn't the solution. Not for me. I refuse to accept an existence that forces me to watch as my children, my husband, everyone I know, ages before my eyes.
Of course, as you wish.
Something's wrong. I have vague recollections of talking to someone else, but why can't I remember? You need to look around. See what we missed.
Okay. Oh. Rizzo. May I have a word?
This is hopeless. Baron Montclair forces me to mix concoctions that I know won't do any good. If he'd just listened to me, I could show him exactly how to heal his wife and end her suffering.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about knowledge and ancient magic. I'm talking about the forgotten arts of the Aliads themselves. Would you deny Our Lady any chance for a cure, no matter what the source?
I want to see the Baroness healed.
I happen to possess an Aliad relic, or at least a shard from one. But the Baron won't listen to me, especially since Our Lady started refusing my help. If I give you this stone, will you present it to the Baron? He listens to you, my friend.
Oh boy. Get the shard. I'll convince Wyland.
I knew I could count on you, Verandis Ravenwatch.
Without your help, my friend, I would have never recalled that Rizal Jewel led us to the Aliad relic. What else have I forgotten, I wonder?
3 cheers for Verandis! He gave me the means to save my beautiful wife.
Yes. to our dear friend Verandis.
Well, he
How
does
can we
seem
ever
better.
repay him?
He is great, isn't he? And so handsome. But I want to cheer about this wine. By the divines, this stuff is
We were
delicious.
so happy at this moment. We were all together, friends and family, enjoying each other's company. For the final time.
Verandis, may I speak to you for a moment? Alone?
I don't recall speaking with Layla. Why can't I remember that?
Okay, well, go and find out what's going on. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He doesn't look right.
Don't mind Wylan. He's just angry that the shard's effects faded away. He knows you didn't mean for this to happen to me, Verandis.
I don't know what's going on there.
Rizal Jul knew about the Ayleid relic the entire time. He convinced me to give it to Wylan. Why didn't I remember that? And this memory. I recall our celebration, the toasts, but this moment, talking to Layla. I don't remember that happening.
Something is weird. Tell me about the celebration.
As I now recall, Rizal Jul gave me a shard, a piece of an Ayleid relic. I presented it to Montclair, and he, in turn, used it to heal his wife. In less than a day, Layla was recovering and on her feet again. It was nothing short of miraculous.
So, it was the shard that cured her.
Not exactly. It helped, but I can't remember why. We were here, celebrating Layla's improved condition when... And that's all I can recall.
I'm sure
the key is hidden in my memories. Please, explore this moment and see what you can learn.
Got it. So let's talk to this... Wylan, can I have a moment?
Verandis, my friend! You really must allow your charges to get out and have a little fun every now and then. Poor Gwendis here is having a splendid time, but it's like she's never tasted a fine wine before. Why not pull up a chair and join us?
No, we need to talk about what's been going on here.
Oh, not that again, Verandis. And especially not now. We're having a celebration. Layla is on the mend. She's getting well. I have my wife back. And it's all thanks to that remarkable piece of stone you gave me.
Your Argonian is the one that found it, not me. There's something about that stone that worries me.
My good Verandis. It wouldn't be a day if you weren't concerned about something. It's your nature. Now stop asking such bleak questions and just be thankful this relic fell into our hands. It's helping. That's all that matters.
Your Argonian found it.
What does that matter? If not for you, I would never have attempted to use such magic to heal Layla. Besides, Rizal Jul will be rewarded for his service. I'll see to that personally.
He never mentioned the stone to you?
He was always bringing me tinctures and alchemical concoctions. It was one wild plan after another with him. It always is. But because of your quick thinking, we applied the power of the stone. And now, we're celebrating our success.
So, she appears to be feeling a lot better. But...
Better? Yes, but she's not fully healed as yet. It's just a matter of time, I'm sure, but she's out of bed. She's even painting again. She hasn't done that in... well, I can't remember how long. Soon, it will be as if nothing had ever happened.
Alright. So, oh my god, she looks like she needs to go back and lay down again.
Verandis, you mustn't say anything. Please. I'm sure this will pass. I just need the stone. Another treatment and I'll be fine.
You aren't well.
Just a little dizziness. A little discomfort. It must be all this activity lately. Verandis, I don't think the stone shard is powerful enough. It helps, but it doesn't last. And now, I feel empty.
We need to tell Wyland.
I can't explain it. No, you leave him be. He's happy now. I can't stand to see him worried, sitting beside my bed, helpless, consumed with grief. Not again. The stone shard. It's obviously a part of something larger. Could that be the cure we're looking for?
I don't know. Maybe there's more information in the tomes that Rizel has.
Talk to the Argonian.
Right.
See what he's found out. We need to find the larger relic. Or at least another shard of stone. I hate to ask, but I need you to do this one last favor. For Wyland. For me.
Okay.
I knew I could count on you, dear friend. Now, I need to compose myself and return to the party. But I think I'll go to sleep early this evening. I'm sure I just need a little more rest.
I'm sure that's all it is. She's just gonna suck it up and get out there and fake it. Whew. Crazy. Alright, we need to talk to this lizard fellow. Where's... Now. See what his book has in it. Rizel, I need to speak with you. Urgently.
Fascinating, isn't it? To think that such a tiny rock could hold so much power. Can you feel it? It's like it's calling to me, like the moon's call to the tides. Imagine what the relic it came from could do.
Why didn't you give the stone to Montclair? Why have me do it?
The Baron wasn't listening to me. We needed someone he trusted more, had more faith in. That someone was you, Count Verandis. Now the Baroness is on the mend, and House Montclair has returned to a state of contented bliss.
Oh, something isn't right. She's still sick.
Well, that's unfortunate, but it is only a small piece of a grander relic, isn't it? I've been studying the Iliad manuscripts. There may be more we can do for the poor Baroness.
Spit it out, and speak plainly.
I found the stone among the effects of King Rancer's royal historian, back when I served in Rancer's court. She had quite an intriguing collection, including the Iliad manuscripts that I've been translating. Perhaps you can check my work.
Where are these manuscripts?
The manuscripts are locked away, but I left my notes in your library. A few phrases stood out as I translated. Life, death, crag. I'm sure they mean something. Take a look and see what you think. Perhaps the text can lead us to the greater relic.
Perhaps. Not sure I want to find this greater relic, to be honest. That shard.
Reacts differently to you, Count. How remarkable.
I'm not even sure what that means. Okay, so we need to go this way. These two. Okay, I read the text. Go to the second memory. Now we gotta talk to Brandis. Made sure that with each breath we breathed in life, health, vitality. With each seed, rock, stone we planted, we would prosper. No, death, sickness, disease can harm us. This is the power of the light, sun, fire. Only the remnant vestige can contain the power of the unknown Aelid word. It lives as we do. It reacts to feelings, emotions, sentiments. It makes our existence, survival, journey better. the crag peak, and the remnant vestige fragment are one. Here it will always be, guarded, protected, hidden. We have established a second community outpost cave in the hills to the east of the crag peak. In this hillside community outpost cave, we have hidden our tome scroll tablet of history glossary theology for safekeeping, shelter, reassurance. What a strange way to talk. Boy, that is very odd. Count?
I remember now. The translation, we misinterpreted it. We assumed the crag housed a powerful healing artifact, but we were wrong. The hillside community, though. Why didn't I ever look into that?
Do you know what it means?
Not exactly, not yet, but I will figure this out. In the meantime, there is one more memory I want you to explore.
Okay.
We ascended the Doom Crag, and that's where everything changed.
All right, what's this Doom Crag?
A perilous peak that rises from the mountains to the north. It has always been a haunted, desolate place. Look for anything I may have missed, but more, I want you to see what happened to Montclair. I want you to understand why he must be stopped.
All right. This is a very interesting story. I'm not quite sure I'm following it thoroughly, but I'm sure it will all be explained. No.
We shouldn't have left the guards behind, Wylan. Who knows what else we're going to run into?
There was no choice, Mother. You're getting worse, and we can't wait for them.
I'll stay here and protect the way out. Keep watch in case the guards catch up with us. The rest of you need to keep moving.
Thank you, Gwendis. At least you retain a sense of honor.
Wylan, you have to stop blaming Verandis. This wasn't his fault.
Oh, she's doing well. Defeat the ancient warriors.
Get back, you
Alien
fetcher!
skeletons? Undead spirits? It doesn't matter. Nothing is going to stand in our way.
Well, at least I have my regular abilities. Very strange. Oh, wow, how many of them are there? Stay away from Miri. Okay.
Come on. Mother doesn't have much time left.
So I'm guessing that the Count actually went there and did this. Like, we're walking in his shoes the way it really happened.
These animated bones. Why do they seek to keep us from the relic? Are they the lingering remains of the aliens who once dwelled here, do you think?
I have no idea.
Well, they won't stop me. No matter what their reasons are, my cause is greater.
Are you sure you want to go through with this, Wylan?
I have never been more sure of anything in my life, Verandis. I will sacrifice everything. Risk anything to save the woman I love. A shame the same can't be said of all of us.
I only did what Leela asked. She was worried about you.
You did what Layla wanted?
Mm-hmm.
What about what I wanted?
Oh, Lord.
You allowed her to talk you out of it when I expressly asked you to turn her. Well, I'm done asking. We're here because of you, and we're going to do exactly as I say. We're going to save my wife.
I'm sorry it's come to this.
Sorry won't help us here. We have to find the Ayleid relic. That's all that matters now. Just remember, we're out of options. This is our last chance to save Layla, and I won't let you ruin it, vampire.
Riesel. What does he have to say?
The power we seek is close. I can feel it.
All right. Go, I guess.
What a magnificent structure! The relic this monolith houses must be powerful indeed.
We're climbing up that thing, aren't we? That tall fire? Oh no. Bone Colossus.
I'm afraid.
Fought these
I
before.
really don't like your odds.
Hurry, Layla. Trust me. Soon you will be healed,
I'm getting
and we can
good
put
at
this
this.
terrible episode behind
Probably
us.
shouldn't be proud of that.
Hold up. Right behind you. Oh. We went out the wrong way? Wait a minute. What happened? Quest changed on me. I don't know why the game does that. It can be really confusing if you don't catch it right away. I've ended up going in a different direction. I've ended up, you know.
This is it. The relic is
Mess
beyond this
me up.
door.
All right.
We've done it. We've reached the top of the Doom Crag. Now we can finally learn the secret of the ancient Ayleid relic and save my wife.
I can sense the power of this thing. It doesn't feel particularly benign to me.
Your fear colors your perception, Verandis. It is merely the pulse of ancient magicka, the heartbeat of a powerful relic. Our intentions are pure. We seek only to save my beloved's life. These creatures have no reason to stop us.
We need to be careful. Something isn't right here.
Has your courage deserted you, vampire? You discovered the relic's resting place, and I thank you for that. But right now, we have to reach the relic chamber and save my wife. After that, you can do what you want. Now,
You know, he's, unfortunately, because of his love for his wife and his need to cure her, he's really pretty narrow-minded right now. What is that, tunnel vision? Which isn't always a good thing.
By the 8! Can you feel the relic's power, Verandis?
Yep, still feels wrong.
Enough of your constant mewling, Verandis. Are you a vampire or a scullery maid?
Oh my.
This is exactly what we've been looking for. You told me yourself. The Ayleid texts refer to Lata, the light. This is it. This is what will cure Layla.
We never learned why the Aelids hid this relic within this tower. I mean, have you thought of that?
We don't know why the aliens did a lot of things. They were a strange people. But that won't stop us. Stand back and watch for all I care. But we're going to save my wife. I'll risk my life, my very soul to help my dear Layla. Now, let's begin. Have no fear, my darling Layla. Soon the light will wash away your
It's
pain.
going to work, Baron. The power of this ancient alien remnant. It's almost overwhelming.
You're going to be all right, Mother. Just hold on.
The remnant will make you like new, my love. You'll be reborn.
Something's happening. I feel the power.
Oh no.
Wylan, something feels
I wonder.
wrong.
Verandis,
I wonder if the
we need your power. Quickly,
Argonian
touch
is
the relic and help us.
gets messed up from this, or I don't want to do that. Okay. What do I gotta do? Use the light remnant. Get it in my screen here. Here. There we go.
Aniamis alata, malatua, fasha anya belda samcre.
What's happening to us?
It's working.
Oh, see?
It's working.
See?
Soon
He
the
was
power
evil
will be
all
ours
along.
to command.
No.
Oh no.
What have you done? This isn't me.
Oh.
I never wanted this. Please, Verandis, help me.
Oh my god.
Make it stop. I can't stand the pain. End this, Verandis. End this before I...
Oh god, I have to kill her.
No.
Oh man.
Verandis, what did you do to Layla?
Oh god.
What did you do? You'll pay for that, vampire. I have the power now. Nothing can stop me from reaching out and snapping.
Verandis? Montclair, no! Come on, Verandis. We need to get out of here.
Oh wow. That's messed up. Oh my gosh.
Remarkable. What a strange sensation of new recollections and old. I believe that Riz Al Ghul somehow removed those moments from my memory. But you were able to restore them. And now you understand what we are facing.
Well, some of it I do, but I'm not sure what I actually saw. to be honest.
Disorientation is understandable. Somehow, when I joined the ritual, I altered the power of the relic. I turned Layla into a monster. I had to kill her. And Montclair and the others. They became vampires, imbued with the power of the relic.
How did you escape?
I have Gwendis to thank for that. She pulled me out of there before Montclair and the others were fully recovered. Now, Montclair claims he wants to end death and suffering. That he wants to take the throne of Ronsa. And it's all my fault.
So what do we do now?
The Aeliad text referred to an outpost in the hills. I need to find out where that is. It may be that the answer to defeating Montclair can be found in this hidden location.
Okay.
But first things first. There is a more urgent matter for you to deal with. Now you know how this sordid situation began. And you know how I, to my great and everlasting shame, helped Baron Montclair reach the Lightless Remnant. But now to more immediate matters. I know where Riz Al Jul can be found.
I think I have an idea where he is also.
Not so fast, my enthusiastic friend. My agents have learned that Riz Al Jul struck in the west and is still in the area. Captain Genevieve, Countess Tamrith's youngest sister, has established a camp for displaced refugees. She must be warned about this.
All right, I will go speak to her.
I had hoped you would make such an offer. Now, my instincts tell me that Riz Al Jul allowed the refugees to survive. It's a trap. It has to be. Find the camp and tell the captain what I have learned.
Okay.
Then, help her end this threat once and for all.
Got it. All right, so, well, I'm kind of glad we didn't go to that little side village because I have a feeling that that might have messed this up somehow. I think we're going to leave the stream here today, everybody. And next time we'll go down and we'll speak to the captain, and possibly at that time then we can go into that village and see what we can do about that. But this was a very interesting episode. Enjoyable, a little bit slow there in parts, you know, especially in his dream. There was kind of a slow moving part of the story, but that's okay. There's a lot that we had to learn, I suppose. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining me today and all of the wonderful follows. And Star, big thank you. And I hope to see you guys on Sunday, same time, 1 o'clock. And have a great rest of your day. And be well. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.